mode. Dynamic banter. Time to shut up. Start the show.
Which episode?
Hi,
is
everybody.
this for?
Welcome to Dynamic Banter. Today, we're asking about soda and how soda started.
Mike's
Hell
putting
yeah,
Kevin
dude.
through a little bit of a test.
I don't
this
think
morning.
I've ever started the show before.
No, you haven't.
I've ended it.
We should ask to compile a times you've introed the show and see what that is.
I mean, like actual button press,
Oh, like you press record.
like initiating
Oh, yeah.
the technological start of the show.
Yeah, maybe you have not done that.
While my colleagues get a second to gather themselves, I just want to remind you all that there's this text number that you could text that does go directly to my phone, for better or worse, to see when either I or we have shows in your area. And that number is 818-722-8682. Go ahead and text Banter or Stand Up or both. You can do both. You can do one. You can do half of what you could do Stand and then do Dynamic or Up and Banter, and any combinations of those things. Also, at the end of the month, I'm coming to Houston, Texas with Andrew Santino next month from the 17th to the 22nd. I'm going to be at the Moon Tower Festival doing Surrounded. The 23rd, I'll be in New York City. 24th, I'll be in New Jersey in the Stress Factory. Who do I know in New Jersey? Casey Landerkin. And that's about it. Not to dox Casey Landerkin. And then on the 25th of April, I'll be back in New York. On the 26th, we're doing Surrounded in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Are you guys ready? That was kind of a perfect amount of time. Dude, I said, are you guys ready? And you put your headphones on.
And I'm ready.
And he's ready. Isn't that great? The song's playing. I was like, who's breathing that tough? Is this the song you were playing before? And while we were trying to get everything set up?
I don't know.
That was a fun song. Was that just random royalty free or was that a song?
Yeah. We're random royalty free in over here.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to Epidemic Sound.
Shout out two dings to Epidemic Sound.
I would get, dude, 0 dings. These guys at Epidemic Sound have locked in our audio musical stuffs so that we don't get dinged.
That's great. And that's great news. How's your week? Half a week? We're about midway through the week. How's the front part?
Yeah, we're doing a Wednesday show today. And we're on this whole new schedule that's got us all bugaboo.
Yeah.
And even our clips stuff have been like, fuck, what clips go up this week? Like
I have to do that.
It's kind of confusing. But we'll get there. We're old men now. We have to like really use our brains, our noggins, our egg, the noodle.
The older you get, and you can go ahead and test this against science, you gotta know what day of the week it is.
At least.
There was a time in my life where I didn't know ever. And then the pandemic, I didn't know what day it was for 3 years. And now it's like it's super important again. It's more important than voting.
That's a really good point, Mike.
Because you would never know what day voting day is unless you knew what day of the week it was.
And not only that, think about this. Think about how if there was an old man in like a CVS or something, and he's like in an aisle, and he's going, "Hey, all this demand, I'm trying to get my damn goddamn, and I don't know where to get my goddamn eyes are going." And then, it's like, and you go over and you go, "Sir, is everything okay? Can I help you with something?" And he goes, I just can't find my stuff. I don't know, man. I know
looking for stuffing?
I know today's Wednesday, though. And I go like, okay, so this guy's all right. He knows today's Wednesday, so I know that he's not out of his mind.
Sure, you know that he doesn't have a concussion.
As long as you know what day of the week it is,
You still got something going on.
you're holding on to something.
Unless he says Wednesday every time you ask him that question.
That's a good point.
That could
It
be
just
his
so
thing.
happened to be Wednesday.
Wednesday's his stem.
Well, a 5 o'clock cock is
It's Wednesday
hard
somewhere.
Somewhere. Mike, before we started the show, you were mentioning first of all, hey everybody, and we can't forget that what I really wanted to do at the beginning of this episode was finish that history road from our boy,
Yeah.
Mason.
The pet
Mason,
mortician.
the pet mortician, so that we
From
could
2
finally.
weeks ago.
It's funny because I did a stream.
Can we call him? We have his number, right?
Yeah.
We could call him, but I found the email here. But I was doing a stream and someone was like, "I need to know how much how much it costs to taxidermy my dog if I wanted to taxidermy." Because I mean, I don't know.
Is that what the email was about? I don't even remember what the conversation was about at this point.
So Mason was telling us that, you know, they can freeze dry your pet. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And there's a pug that they freeze dry that they take to trade shows
Yeah.
to show that you can freeze dry your pet.
And there's an option for eyes.
And it's got glass eye. They put in their own glass eyes in there. But yeah. So we got through like maybe half of that email and then we ended the show. And we made a promise. Well, I made a promise to myself that we would start the show with the end of that email. So that we could
Arguably one of the most important tiers of promises are ones we make to ourselves.
Exactly.
And you don't want to break that.
And I do love that there is a full episode in between.
That's how we hook people now.
Yeah, it's the cliffhanger. We're at the sweeps, guys. Podcast sweeps is this week.
Yeah.
We gotta keep it interesting. All right, so
Dude, what would you think about having a podcast season?
I mean, there are a lot of podcasts that do it.
What do you think about that? You ever think about that? You think about it right now? Love it. Or leave it. Or love it. Love it. Or leave it. Or love it. Love it. Leave it. Love it. How do you describe the podcast to somebody?
Dude, I figured it out.
coffee,
I
yeah.
figured it out. I figured it out. I figured it out. I figured it out.
Is this part of it?
I was doing a stream and people were asking me about DB, you know, like they do.
Let's go again.
And I was like, man, I always have trouble telling people about my show. Like whenever someone introduces you and they mention that you have a podcast as your job or as what you do or whatever, you know, 90% of the time, the next question asked is by the person that you're being introduced to that way. And they ask, oh, what is your podcast? Or what's your podcast? What do you do? What is it? And that was like the subject of many episodes of this show. How do you respond to that? And I finally, naturally thought of it right during this stream because people were asking me, and there's the moment that I realized that this is what it is. This is the best way to describe this show to people. I had a revelation. It finally came to me, Mike. So now I know exactly what to say when someone asks me, "Hey, well, what's your podcast?" I would say it's a show where me and my friend try to make each other laugh. Because that's the best way I can describe the show without it being like, oh, it's the funniest fucking thing you'll ever listen to. Or, oh, well, we just talk about whatever's on our mind and people love it. It sounds so dick sucky, your own dick.
No,
Like
I
up
that.
your own ass.
But
We've said that, but I guess it is the best way to describe it.
I think for me, the best way to describe it is it's a show where I try to make me and my friend try to make each other laugh.
Yeah, I like that.
And it's like, that might not be the official what the show is.
Why not?
But as underneath all of the promotion of the show we've ever done, it is the like roots of the show is
Yeah.
that we're just trying to make each other laugh.
We've only had like 2 taglines in the history of this show. And that was one guy screams and the other guy hates it, which I'm still a big fan of.
Yeah, it's very good.
And 2 friends just try to make each other laugh
Yeah,
is
exactly.
nice.
Yeah.
And you kind of get what it is, and you don't super have to be invested in any of the inside jokes to start listening. You just know that that's what's happening.
But
Did I want to hear something from your mouth.
Okay.
Did any of the words I just said can you tell me anything I just said?
yeah, you were saying it's 2 friends trying to make each other laugh.
And then what?
And that's the whole show.
Yeah.
But I thought about this. I thought about it a lot because you're having the same thought process I had, which is like, well, that's it. I mean, and that's what the show is. And like, that's fine. But I think the one thing I kind of ran into was, the reason why I think it's like my best way to describe the show rather than a way to just describe the show is because when you say it's a show where we try to make each other laugh, me and my friend try to make each other laugh, it sounds like you added like a gamified aspect to the show that doesn't really exist. There isn't like it is
We're
the
not
goal.
like doing it on purpose.
Exactly. It's literally just happening by accident.
Sure.
And that's the magic of the show is that like we are trying to make each other laugh, but having that be like the goal would kind of fuck the show up, I think.
Yeah.
Because then
Trying
it's
too hard.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's like
So what's the word we have to shovel in between those?
well, I think that I'm fine with saying that. And if they want to think that that's what it is, then that's fine. I think that that's
to get them in.
Yeah, I think that's just the way that I could feel the most comfortable saying that because it's like it sets people up to it establishes an idea that what we're doing is we're making each other laugh.
Yeah.
And that might not necessarily make everyone in the world laugh.
Right.
But it makes us laugh.
Yeah.
And that's like I feel like that's the from the heart version of what I feel good explaining the show as.
I like it.
Yeah, but I don't want it to be an official thing because I don't want people to think that that's like actually what we're trying to do.
Like we're on a game show.
Yeah, it just happens.
Right. Like, for example, I don't really feel like being funny today. So I'm not gonna.
And guess what?
I don't even really feel like talking.
When you don't feel funny, you're still funny.
That's very nice of you to say. What a nice compliment. Everyone seems to think so.
And I love that. Those are the best kinds of friends, too. Hey, buddy, this ain't a guest show today. What are you doing?
I was checking what model iPhone you had.
Oh, good glorious. All right, let's get to finishing this fucking email finally, so that we can get to the end of this history road and we can end the show. Okay, so we basically ended Mason's email. So with that, he's done one of these freeze dry pet things. This year, So far, he's only done one this year,
He only froze up one pet this year.
and this is the story of that.
He's only immortalized one family
Only
pet this
one.
year.
Freeze dried, which I think about those candies, like freeze dried.
Which I think about often. I'm not a huge candy guy, but I
Same.
think about those fucking sour M&Ms often.
It's good.
Yes.
There's something good about it. You change the texture of something.
Yeah.
Bing, bang, boom. Now we're going cooking.
Brand new colony. A brand new colony.
The pet was from a repeat client, a lovely older lady who just has a big heart, spare time, and cash enough to give a loving home to a lot of otherwise unlucky pets.
Like a hot older lady.
Yeah,
in your
maybe.
area?
Yeah, hot older woman in your area. I hate it. I hated how often I had to help her with the loss of one of them because she watched multiple pets. She's a good lady out of the kindness of her heart watching old pets.
Oh, she was the one who took in the old
Give
pets.
them a good place before they die.
She loved watching them die.
But one thing that always stuck out was her little Pomeranian, Roxy, gets the front seat. There's a pet for me in the back of the truck, maybe 3 dogs in the back seat. But Roxy's always up front, always shotgun, and her right-hand puppy.
3 Dogs in the Back Seat was my dad's favorite band, I think. One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
Dude, let's have the AI write a song about 3 dogs in the back seat.
Dude, we got 100 credits between the two of us a week.
Yeah, we got this. Do you know anybody who has like a bunch of dogs?
A bunch of dogs.
Like, okay, so maybe more like, let's say 3 dogs.
I think it's more of a Connecticut thing than I've seen out here. It's more of in like we have a house and we have a lot of space
Okay, yeah.
than in the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like, you know, maybe do you know?
There's a
Oh,
lady across the street who has 3 of these dogs.
okay, okay,
Chihuahuas. Yeah.
okay. Because I was thinking like, you know, I've known people who have like 3 or 4 dogs, and there totally is like this weird hierarchy. Like, I mean, there always is the like, well, we got Muffin first,
Yeah.
so Muffin's the queen.
And she always
you know?
says something like, Muffin's the old lady.
Muffin's the old lady. She sits up front with me when we go to the grocery store, don't you, Muffy? And like Muffin sits in the
And looks like this.
yeah, and doesn't understand. There's like drool.
Muffin doesn't know. Muffin wants to be the first to where the food is or she gets aggressive.
Right? This is the reaction to all of that. It doesn't Muffin's just the cutest little, isn't she? It goes,
Oh, there's piss dripping out of Muffin. Isn't there onto Mommy's seat?
when she gets excited, she just drops a little piss.
It's a cool thing she does. It's a trick.
It's a feature. They told us at the pet store.
It was on the sticker.
But there is like a hierarchy. There's like a hierarchy, and then like you know, some people are like, oh yeah, well, and over here is Rascal. Rascal's the new guy.
Yeah, Rascal's happy to see everybody.
Rascal's
And
happy
his
to be
nose
there.
prints are all over the back window.
Yeah,
That's
on the
all
glass.
Rascal. Yeah.
Every nose smudge
Yeah.
is Rascal.
And then there's like Duke.
Yeah, Duke's the guard dog.
There's Princess, Rascal, and Duke.
And Duke watches over everybody. Duke's the tough guy.
Yeah.
And Duke doesn't make a sound
No.
unless there's some man who
Near
comes
the
in.
house.
When a man, yeah, when a man comes in,
Yeah.
suddenly Duke loses his fucking mind.
Yeah.
and needs to be put in the other room sometimes.
Come on, Duke.
But Rascal is a handful, and we do love Muffin, don't we? But do you know those people that are like, that's the like hierarchy?
Yeah,
There's
I've been
a
around
weird
those people, yeah.
hierarchy.
Uh-huh.
And even like what our boy is saying here, Mason, he's saying that there's like like 3 dogs in the back seat, and then this dog is always up front.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that interesting? Like,
She knows
what
how to
is
put
that?
on her own seatbelt.
Is that like a kid thing? Like they're your children?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, what do you think that is? Like, this is the front seat dog.
Maybe, I think there are probably dogs because they all behave different. There's probably a dog who behaves worse in the backseat or gets like nervous or sick in the backseat. So she has to be up front, head out of the windows. Dude, I've seen more dogs with their head casually out of the window with also a turtleneck on in this city than anywhere else in my life.
Yeah.
Dogs have nicer clothes than a lot of the people.
Nicer everything.
It's weird to see, to go along Ventura or whatever in Beverly Hills area, and there is less in Beverly Hills because there's little to no homeless people in Beverly Hills. Say West Hollywood. People are like having brunch out on the sidewalk, and their dogs are in like really nice clothes, and then there's like someone sleeping on the street next to them.
Dude, that is you could just drive through Beverly Hills and see that image. Like right now.
Yeah.
You could pick any time on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Between like 11:30 a.m. and 4 p.m.
And the dog will have like a Fendi turtleneck on.
Yeah, and have like Louis Vuitton like collar.
Yeah.
Designer fucking earring, like dude, and the little.
And there's
painted
somebody else
nails.
being like, "Let me piss in here.
Yeah.
Can I please piss?"
Sir, you're gonna have to leave. We've told you before.
You're being a nuisance by asking to piss.
You're scaring the scared people.
You're scaring the Fendi dog.
Let's create this song about the hierarchy of dogs. A song about
The hierarchy of dogs
the higher.
in the style of Stone Temple Pilots.
It'll
can't give
flag
it,
it. You can't say Stone Temple Pilots.
Oh, interesting. In the style of 90s grunge rock.
Of family dogs.
Hierarchy of...
Dogs in the family.
Or pack.
Well, because I want it to be kind of like, maybe it turns into a song about our boy.
Sure.
What was
Jibber
it?
Jabber.
Chance and... Was it Chance? What was it? Scrapper? What was the name of the dog we just made up?
Just now?
The new guy.
Oh, fuck.
Duke.
Duke was the stoic one.
Duke,
Muffin's
Rascal.
the favorite. Rascal.
Rascal, yeah.
And so I wanted to kind of end up being about those guys in a
Okay.
way, you know?
Can you go as far as to say like a song about the hierarchy of
Family
dogs
in a-
named Duke, Rascal, and Muffin?
And Rascal's our favorite. Or Rascal.
Can you give it that much?
I'm curious.
Dude, have you been on Dropbox lately? Dropbox is wild with their AI shit. So I uploaded one of our clips.
Okay.
And you hit summary and it told me when I was going to die. Oh. No. It says it summarizes what you talk about in the clip.
What we were doing on Zoom, if you do a Zoom meeting with somebody, it listens to your entire conversation. And
Sends it to no one, obviously.
You can click AI companion and say like what were like we.
And you can ask it questions about the meeting, and it'll tell you
about blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So funny, dude. So funny to give you like carte blanche to be stoned at home.
Right.
Dude, AI.
What were we just talking about?
AI is going to be implemented by like every company and be such a convenience thing that will just be a part of our lives.
Yeah, we'll rely on it.
That we'll just rely on forever now.
Great. So we don't need any. I think so. Everyone gets scared and nervous about that, but I think that the convenience of stuff turns off a lot of switches in people's brains, which is why if you keep all your switches engaged, I think you have a real leg up on everyone like taking the day off with their brain.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like about how like if your company has amazing customer service, people will always think fondly of that over like a convenience of Amazon or something.
Dude, it's like I had this mechanic it was in the valley.
Is he hot?
And he was you know what made him hot? Not necessarily his exterior, but he was a good guy. He was a good man.
That's what you need.
And he was my mechanic. I go to him ever since I had the Slusho Mobile, my like Volkswagen Beetle. that I crashed in 2011 on 11/11/2011.
Whoa.
True?
Yeah.
Was that in game your car accident?
That was my Slusho in-game car accident.
What happened? What kind of crash did you have?
It was awful, dude. It fucking kick-started like a new anxiety brain.
That sucks. What happened?
So I was just driving on the freeway, driving home on the 405, and I was going like, it was like,
SourceFed days?
no, this was when I was still at Sony.
Okay.
This was like Sony transitioning into SourceFed.
You were driving to SourceFed from the Sony building.
Well, kinda, because SourceFed and Sony were like on the other side. Like I lived right in the middle of both of them, pretty
Yeah,
much. And in the beginning of when I was doing SourceFed, because SourceFed launched in like 2012 or something, or like 2011, 2012.
Never forgot.
But so I was doing my like part-time stuff, like auditioning things around this time. But I was driving home and I was getting on to the 405 from the 10 in Culver City. And all of the traffic around me was like slowing to a crawl, and it's just like like brake lights.
Yeah,
As far as you can see in every fucking lane, it's like 4 or 5 lanes.
Nighttime, daytime?
Nighttime, kind of like 6 o'clock,
Sure.
so it's like dark-ish.
Twilight.
So all these so I'm like stopping at with the flow of traffic, and everyone stopped, and I look in my rearview mirror and there's this guy going not stop.
Yeah.
worst.
Not
Fast.
stop speed.
Not stop speed.
Not stop action.
And I'm like, look, I normally when I see that, and I was still a young man at the time, but now it's even more so. But usually when I see that,
Yeah.
and you live in LA, you see that sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
You like, I would immediately drive into the next lane.
Yeah.
Or like go into some like, that's all you can do.
Yeah,
But
avert.
all the lanes were stopped and
Yeah.
there was no
No way out.
way out. So I'm like, this is where I like die. I saw my like life being observed in my brain as like, this is the moment I die. And this motherfucker hit me, and he hit me so hard that it like
gave you a new personality.
it gave me a new personality. It accordioned my Volkswagen.
Damn,
Because
dude.
I also, and I was full stop.
Dude, super
I
surprising
also-
that you have a small car now.
I know. Well, I love a little small car because
Sure.
it just makes parking in LA like fucking easy peasy. And I like cars that look like little toys. Let's be honest.
Let's cut to a clip.
So anyway, yeah, and I was at dead stop, and when that guy hit me, I also hit the car in front of me. And it was like, there were like 3 cars involved or something, but it was real fucking bad.
Who hit you? What kind of person?
It was, man, that's actually interesting. I haven't thought about that in a while.
Was
I
it
think
a
it was
white?
a younger guy.
Yeah.
It was like it was a younger guy. Anyway, it was
What
a whole
color?
insurance thing, and I need to know now. Tell us on the show.
Let's call him.
But anyway, but that fucked up my car real bad, and it fucked up my brain real bad.
Yeah, damn. I'm sorry to hear that.
It sucked
Accidents do
real- yeah.
suck.
They're scary.
What a helpless situation. Just be thankful you don't have to deal with ice.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Because that really, that was almost like everyone I ever knew back east had been in a car accident beforehand. I was actually looking at TikTok super late at night 2 nights ago, and it was like a slideshow, like a still slideshow of all of these infographics broken down by state, like what fast food your state hates the most, and you could see the whole country.
Yeah.
And there was this one about how safe it is to drive in your state, and California was like one of the safer ones.
What?
But I was like, that's crazy to me, but it's because we live in LA and California is the side of the country.
Well, sure.
So like
yeah.
if you go up you could drive on the 5 for 2 hours and not see anybody.
Yeah.
So you're pretty safe up there.
Yeah, that's
But if
true.
you drive in the city where everyone thinks they're the most important person in the city,
Yeah.
then it starts getting a little dicey.
So it's counting like less of the city parts of California.
It's just the state.
Yeah.
The state is probably the only thing that makes it not the safest place to drive. It's the fucking city.
Interesting. All right. Well, I forgot how we got even so off track.
We were
with
going to
the
finish
car
that
stuff.
email from
Are
the
you
pet
done with the
mortician.
email?
Well, I'm not done with the email. No. We have to finish the email. Oh, we were doing a song about
Oh, yeah.
the hierarchy
Oh, yeah.
of dogs in a family.
We still gotta do that.
Hang on. Okay, so do you think this will work? A song about the hierarchy of dogs in a family named Muffin, Duke, and
Let's give it a shot.
Rascal.
Can this episode just be called like
Muffin, Duke, and
we
Rascal.
finished the email?
Eventually.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. Song about the hierarchy. Okay, in the style of what?
90s grunge? Is that what you said?
90s.
But is that what you envision?
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
I'm thinking like family movie, like
true.
Homeward Bound.
Okay, so how
Hallmark
about this?
movie. Well,
How about
that's-
this? A song about the hierarchy of dogs in a family named Muffin, Duke, and Rascal in the style of a movie musical.
Ooh.
You can try that.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's see. And that'll generate.
Okay, back to Mason. So yeah, this dog sits. The Pomeranian Roxy sits in the front seat, and the rest sit in the back. 3 other dogs. It was odd when the client's husband called to tell me that Roxy had passed, and he was bringing her in. I had met him, but always dealt directly with the wife. But I just assumed that she wasn't taking Roxy's departure very well, and he was being a good guy by handling this for her and doing something extra special.
My dad's calling. You want to pick it up?
Oh, yeah.
We sure do.
And by the way, he says, I couldn't have been more wrong. And there's the cliffhanger.
Hey, Dad, you're on Dynamic Banter.
Hi, Mike.
How's it going, Dad? You all right?
I'm good.
I can call you back later if you want.
Thank you.
All right, love you.
All right, love you too.
It turned into a Safdie Brothers scene with that weird music. So it was like Uncut Gems, like a scene in
Okay,
Uncut
sure.
Gems.
Yeah.
Is he okay?
He really didn't want to be on the show.
You know he didn't.
Sometimes the more you know someone, you know the tonality more than
Yeah.
you know them.
But
You
is
hear what
that-
they're saying?
Does that mean you need to step out for a second and just make sure he's okay, or everything's fine?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. And I'll keep reading the email here.
He's safe.
Kevin, go ahead and step in. I'm gonna go wear a helmet.
Yeah, just check on your dad, right? Listen, guys.
pause the show and check on your dad.
Little PSA here. If you do a podcast, if you're on a podcast, you're the host of a podcast, and your dad calls, and sometimes interesting. We'll have to bring that up. Kevin just found a Nintendo Switch Lite.
That's turquoise.
That's turquoise. Oh my goodness. And if you get a call from your dad, and you usually pick up that call while you're on the show, and it's fun and jovial, and sometimes makes some great content, and that happens quite a bit. And then one day he calls and he's not in the mood to do that. It's important to pause and go check that out. Member FDIC, brought to you by AT&T. Okay, let's get through this email here.
Mike's
okay.
not gonna hear it though.
Fuck Mike, dude, right now. This isn't about Mike. You hear me, Kevin? Right now you're in my world. Mike ain't here to protect you if I want to smack you backhand with the back of my hand.
Is Mike taller than me? How does
We're the
he
same
do
height.
this?
about how the older your parents get, you can't put the phone on the podcast anymore.
That was like 2 minutes of static.
I'm sure we have a lot of listeners left.
Continue.
Everything's okay, Mike?
I don't know.
He doesn't know.
All right, let's recap where we are in this email here. The woman, the lovely lady with the big heart who loves her Pomeranian Roxy, was not present, was not going to be present when receiving Roxy's corpse.
That's Mason pulling up to the house.
To go big up Roxy.
Yeah, I'm not coming in.
And our boy Mason found it odd because Roxy and
Wasn't dead.
this person were inseparable, and he figured maybe she wasn't taking Roxy's departure very well. But he's saying he couldn't have been more wrong. He chose the freeze drying preparation, and sparing any technical talk, Roxy was ready to be picked back up in a little over 2 months. I wish you hadn't spared the technical talk, to be honest. If I could just say.
That's a lot of why we read these.
I think I want the technical talk.
Yeah.
Next time, let's have some of that.
Welcome back to Technical Talk.
Because I'll tell you, I'm starving.
Not coming inside. Leave me outside. How about
He returned, took her home, and that was that. Until
she woke up. Caused the fuss.
I wanted some mysterious. Let's have some mysterious music.
Is our song done yet?
Oh, it better be.
Oh, it's definitely done, but we got to finish this email. This is important. This is more important right now. Until we jump forward to me receiving a call after the new year from the husband asking if Roxy can still be cremated.
How long afterwards?
Excuse me. Did you see that? What are you looking at over here?
Don't let me see that head for the rest of the episode.
What were you looking at over here? You gonna share that with me?
You want to share with the class?
What were you looking at?
Where were you looking at over
Said
here?
a word, and I wanted to sound off the word.
Which word?
Made a phone call.
You wanted to sound off the word? That's what it sounds like when you're being chased by an alien.
He wants Roxy to be in an Atari game.
Yeah.
He's asking
Ski free when you get 8.
that snowman, the snowman. I love that. Husband's asking if Roxy can still be cremated after being freeze dried.
What?
Of course, she could, but that's a lot of effort and almost $3,000 to put into an oven. Excuse me?
Because they got to make the door bigger.
For little Roxy?
Yeah, but
It's a Pomeranian.
she's freeze dried.
Now she's
all
freeze-dried?
stiff. She can't fold her up.
Maybe it's hard. It costs more fuel to burn that up.
What if I wanted to freeze dry my dog but have articulation, like hinges? You can pose it like an action figure.
It costs $3,000 to freeze dry the animal, I think. So he's saying that now you're just gonna throw that.
Oh, I see. It costs $3,000. Yeah, to freeze dry the animal. I think
How
that's
much to
it.
melt it down?
Yeah, good question. He says the reason is that he decided the best Christmas present would be Roxy, beautifully preserved, with her new million-yard stare and folded over paws. Ready to ride in the front seat forever.
Dude, in a spaceship with the head sticking out of the spaceship. Little turtleneck.
She did not take this well, having her dog freeze dried.
Oh, so she didn't want it. She was like, that's scary and
Oh,
bad.
no.
Damn.
Imagine that moment. Surprise.
You filmed that? You filmed that moment?
If you did, I want it on TikTok yesterday.
Damn, dog.
That's
rough.
Him bringing back Roxy to be cremated was his last ditch effort to save his marriage, apparently. I wish him the best, but damn, dude. I think hubby should stick to gift cards.
Kind of an out of touch thing to do. Kind of an out of touch with your wife thing to do. No judgment.
Totally, but there's like, there's people on the planet that
Would
might
hate
love that.
Yeah.
But, dude, how not
You got to know
well
if
do you know your wife to do that?
you got to know if you're married to that person or not.
By that point,
My wife would absolutely hate this. You got to know that.
you got to know you got to know what your wife would absolutely hate.
If she didn't get out of bed for a week when that puppy died, she's not going to want a frozen version of that puppy around.
I think yeah.
Or even worse, she's really going to need a frozen version of that puppy around.
I think at the end of the day, if you're going to try to make a long-term thing work with someone, one of the things you got to learn is you really got to learn what makes them mad. Find out what makes them mad. Write it down. Don't do those things after you find out. Don't make your girlfriend mad. Don't make your boyfriend mad. Learn what makes your girlfriend mad. And then learn what makes them sad. And don't do things that make them mad or sad. Mike, take it first.
I agree with all that.
Kevin, throw it down. That's right. You're gonna write down things that make your other person real mad. You're gonna write down things that make the other person in your life real sad. And don't do that. That's right. Don't do the things that make them sad or mad. Don't do that. Write it down. Don't do that. Write it down. Write it down. Don't do that. Hey, don't do the things that make them mad or sad. Write it down. And remember, this is a cautionary tale. Don't take your precious dog that your wife or loved one loved and freeze dry it and give it to them for Christmas. That's crazy. You really gotta know if the person you're with wants something like that. Don't make them mad. Don't make them sad. Don't do that. Don't make them sad. Don't make them mad. I'm here to tell you, don't do that. No, don't do that. Don't make them mad. Don't do that. Don't do that. Learn what makes them happy and do that. Hell yeah, dude. That was
Later, Mike.
Mike didn't even end the show. He's just leaving.
His dad called.
Oh, good. All right. Well, that is the end of that email. Oh, it does say I love you guys. And if Kevin needs a job soon, I have one lined up for him. Wow, you should apprentice with these.
Can I film it?
Mike's
Can
thing.
I film it?
You gotta. How do you?
Can I film it?
That didn't do it. You got to turn the mic off.
Where's that?
It's one of those.
That got it.
Oh,
right?
yep.
Yeah.
Do you think I could film with him?
Well, I would be very curious to watch a documentary about people that do that.
DB produced documentary.
Like people that cremate their loved ones, their animals. Ugh. I don't think we have a story like that. I don't think you can find that on
loved
Hulu.
ones?
Your puppers.
Loved animal
Yeah, your
ones.
puppers, your animals. You're like your loved ones as in your animals.
That would get really sad.
Well, yeah, but life is sad, brother. And I'll tell you something else.
We could call Mason.
You gotta face these things. You have to face these things.
I face him.
What is this episode? What episode is this? Which episode is this?
This is 406, I think?
Yeah, but when does that go up?
322.
322. Do we not have ads?
No, we should. I thought I saw them
I'll
in
fucking
there.
kill someone at headgun. I'll run over there and say, motherfuck me with this bullshit. Is what I'd say.
them mad.
Don't make them mad. All I see is a 329.
This internet is being crap in my butt.
I see a 329 as the next one. Wait,
oh,
322? 322?
I just saw Mike.
Is it 322?
Yeah, 322.
Okay, we got it. We got 3 ads. We got Harry's, we got Squarespace, and we got Factor, brother. Oh. Mike keeps almost coming back to the show. All right, let's do some ads, huh?
Yeah, but also, don't forget about that song.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's there, baby. It's just sitting there. Well, thank you, Mason. Let's talk about this documentary. I mean, look, death is a scary thing for sure. And it's, look.
Is the story about Mason, or is it about...
It could be about
the
Mason
people?
and others that do that. Or it could be just about Mason and the people who he's worked with. We
I
can
think
talk
it should
about
be about
this.
Mason.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
Because doesn't he say, didn't he say he has like his son go with him
Yeah.
sometimes? This is really interesting stuff. Like once you
And
bring
we
this...
saw his wife or girlfriend, right?
That's right, we met her, yeah. We met his wife and his girlfriend.
And her girlfriend.
Get him in trouble. I don't know who we met, to be quite honest. And I'm sorry we blew your cover, brother. But, once you bring the kid into the mix, now you got a real story cooking here.
I told you to never sit in this fucking chair again.
I tried telling him, Mike. I said, I'm surprised your ass isn't on fire right now.
I'm gonna install something that puts his ass on fire.
Because that's the hot seat.
There's gonna be another Reddit post.
Kevin's not ready to sit in the red seat.
Did you ever tell me what the Reddit post said?
Did we?
What do you mean? The one about where they didn't like Kevin being off mic, or they didn't like Kevin making noises?
Yeah, did we say that? Did you tell me the words that they used? I just know the gist.
I think we did.
I want to know everything they said about our little Kevin.
Well, listen, we'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's talk about Harry's. Yeah. Dude, I used Harry's this morning.
Dude, it's beautiful.
I shaved down, like I said. I got a big, beautiful beard. It's true. But you know what? There's areas around the beard that require attention, trimmage. And sometimes you gotta get around, you gotta get in there.
Yeah.
And Harry's is a brand I trust all around my face.
Why do you trust them?
Because those razors are nice, brother, and I ain't never been snipped or nicked.
Good. That's great.
Or snicked. Like
Snake at
by
night?
Wolverine. We'll have to cut those brands out of the ad. But I'll tell you guys, listen. Harry's agrees that sometimes life can be ridiculous and getting ripped off can happen. Huh? Yeah? Because we're talking about questionable overpriced shaving products in the supermarkets, in the stores, and people getting screwed over by that because you're like, listen, these are things that I'm putting around areas of my body that I need to function. So make your girlfriend. And I'll tell you, if those razors aren't good, then you're gonna screw up your face. Huh? Or wherever you shave. Ain't no judgment here, brother. But I do love Harry's because I'll tell you, the quality is great. I have shaving items and creams and all sorts of stuff from Harry's that I use. Maybe not daily because I ain't trying to shave my beard daily. But maybe like bi-daily. Every other bi-daily.
That was my favorite host of TRL.
That was my favorite YouTube show. Guys, let's talk about these German engineered blades that are made in their own factory and they stay sharp longer. Huh? And there's customizable delivery options for scheduled refills as low as $2. That's half of what you pay for the other big brands. And you get a 5-blade razor, a weighted handle, foaming shave gel, and a travel cover for just $3 at harrys.com/banter. That's $3, guys, for all those things I just mentioned at harrys.com/banter. Guys, getting ripped off ain't funny. Switch to Harry's.
That was them taking back their laugh.
It went backwards back into their mouth because it's not funny to get ripped off. Switch to Harry's. Like I said, you can get started with a $13 trial set for just $3 at harrys.com/banter. That's harrys.com/banter for a $3 trial set. Row, 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 row. That's a row, row.
Make sure you accidentally don't put promo code ROW.
That's right.
Because that's not it. The promo code is banter. Not ROW.
Changus boy. Guys, Squarespace.
Also not the promo.
Squarespace. I'm electrocuted. Girlfriend man.
Good? You good?
Oh, you good? I'm good.
Okay.
I've never seen you turn that shade of red.
Dude, I got electrocuted.
That's a different shade.
You just got electrocuted.
I got
Oh,
electrocuted, dude. Something's not safe here.
Something's not grounded.
Something's not grounded here. Guys, Squarespace. Let's talk about Squarespace. I'm going to be professional about it and go on.
Good,
But I'm in
smart.
immense pain. Guys, Squarespace. Squarespace. We love Squarespace around these parts, and I don't have to tell you why, but I'm gonna anyway. MikeFalzone.com is a Squarespace website. One of the very hosts of this show that you are listening to utilizes the services of Squarespace. And I'll tell you what, guys, it's really easy to set up a website with Squarespace because they have everything you need. And if you ever have a problem, there's 24-hour customer service support at any time. Mike called them on Christmas once.
I called them on Christmas once. That's kind of my story that I tell. I love them, dude. They're probably my longest standing reoccurring payment that I have.
That's wonderful.
And I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, because you need a website, especially if you're a comedian, you're someone who's performing, or you're an entertainer, you're a fabricator,
You're an artist.
you're an artist. Whatever you do, Squarespace has the tools to create a wonderful piece of advertising for your work, or just a place to put all of your stuff that anyone can access on the internet. It's a website. It's
a
very
place
easy.
to put all of your stuff. Cancel your subscription to your storage unit and get a Squarespace.
Yeah, and put all your stuff on
Put
your
all
Squarespace
your stuff on your
website.
Squarespace. Yeah.
Guys, it's easy. And I'll tell you, you can have your own online store. You can sell products in there, digital service or physical services and products. And Squarespace has those tools. There's website templates, so you're not like wondering how to make a website look good. Squarespace has those tools. You can have a video collection on your website. Set up email campaigns so that emails go out on a scheduled basis to people to know that something new is on your website. All sorts of stuff like that. But guys, don't take my word for it or Mike's, who actually uses this service. No, why don't you check it out for yourself, friend? Go to squarespace.com for a free trial. Check it out. And when you're ready to launch that website, you go to squarespace.com/banter. And you'll save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. And you'll be helping your boys out over here by working with some of the sponsors we got here, getting some of the services out there. So get that free trial at squarespace.com. And then when you're ready to launch, you go to squarespace.com/banter. And you'll save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you, Squarespace. Did you think we were done, ladies and gentlemen? Absolutely not. And you know why? Because we've got a sponsor here called Factor. You know what? And I'm hungry. And I'll tell you, when I'm a hungry boy, I want my hungies. From Factor. And listen, eating better is easy with Factor's delicious ready-to-eat meals. Every fresh, never frozen meal is chef crafted, dietitian approved, and ready to go in just 2 minutes. And you'll have over 35 different options to choose from every week, including Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Also, there are more than 60 add-ons to help you stay fueled up and feeling good all day long. What are you waiting for? Get started today and get after your goals. We're talking 2-minute meals. We're talking things like pancakes, smoothies, and more. And a wide variety of easy options for an entire day, like breakfast, midday bites, and even more. There's no prep and no mess. Factory meals are ready to heat and eat, so there's no prepping, cooking, or cleanup needed. And they're flexible for your schedule. Get as much or as little as you need by choosing your meals every week. Plus, you can pause or reschedule your deliveries anytime. And listen, we've done the math. Factor is less expensive than takeout, and every meal is dietitian approved to be nutritious and delicious, so you're not getting any of that stuff that might make you go bye-byes early on. So guys, go to factormeals.com/banter50 and use that code banter50 to get 50% off. That's code banter50 at factormeals.com/banter50. Get 50%. Don't make your girlfriend mad. All right. Okay, so earlier on in the show.
Oh, hold on 1 sec. There's an update on the situation.
Okay.
After you find out.
That's all right. I don't know, but it's a bummer because it's my favorite thing. I was trying to make the phone speak.
Oh, the text-to-speech thing?
Yeah.
All right, well, it's good to know your dad's okay. All right. So earlier in the show, we asked AI to make a song about the hierarchy of dogs in a family named Muffin, Duke, and Rascal in the style of a movie musical. And there are 2 songs here. One is called The Possum, P-A-W, Hierarchy.
Awesome. I love that. Possum.
The Possum Hierarchy.
It's possible to put lyrics in, right?
Yeah.
Somebody said that. We
You
should
can
do
type
that.
in lyrics.
We should
Yeah.
absolutely do that.
Okay, here's what the Possum Hierarchy sounds like. And it says it is a whimsical, upbeat musical.
I can't wait.
Where dogs reside, 3 pups side by side. Muffin, Duke, and Rascal, they're the stars, creating chaos near and far. Oh, Muffin, the queen, oh so refined.
She is the queen.
Duke, the prince, always 2 steps behind.
Yeah, Duke is the prince.
Rascal, the jester, bringing all the laughs together. They rule with their paws and their hearts.
They also go to church.
Paws and their hearts.
Paws and their hearts.
Dude, save that.
All right.
I need a cartoon open to
The Possum
a show
Family.
about that.
And then here's another one.
Dude, here's what I want. I want this. I don't make demands on this audience. I want that cartoon open, and I want a
Animated.
video of somebody sitting a toddler down in front of an iPad with that video playing, and I want to see if they're interested in the show.
And maybe we got $1 million idea here.
I don't care if it ever gets... Dude, it's the most, like, bland, basic bitch idea ever.
Yeah.
Is that they're 3 dogs that have kind of very stereotypical
Yeah.
personalities.
But here's the kicker.
they're
Here's,
all freeze-dried.
but at night they come alive. And they're crime fighter. They're doggy crime fighters. But I like, dude. What if the hook
Brings you back.
of this show is that these 3 puppers, and we're talking about kids here. This is a kids show, okay? Here's the hook. This is what kids are gonna love. The 3 puppers are actual dog royalty.
Yeah.
The dog girl is a queen, and the dog boy is a prince. Duke is a prince. So something happened to the king. They had a kid. Duke is their kid. King is out of the picture. We got a queen. We got a prince, Duke, and Jester in Rascal. Rascal's the jester.
And they reside over what?
And they're just in a normal family home.
But they think it's a kingdom.
But when they go out to the dogs, they're the king, and they're respected as royalty. And the dogs in the neighborhood respect them. They are their subjects of these dogs.
So dogs come up to them and they're like, no, smell my dick.
Yeah, and dogs come up to that family house all the time. They're like, what the fuck is with all these fucking dogs?
They're just paying respect.
Why do these dogs keep showing up?
And then the paparazzi kills the princess.
But that's the whole show.
And all the dogs are sad about it for a long time.
Yeah, and then Duke has to take revenge, and that's the movie. The movie is taking revenge on the
And
queen.
it's a kid's movie, though.
Okay, so here's another song, upbeat musical jazz. And it's called The Doggy Hierarchy. Ready?
The gunky
The
gunky.
Doggy Doggy.
That's what's called the darky
The
gunky.
Doggy Doggy. Doggy Doggy. Here we go.
In the house on Maple Street,
80s show.
where dreams and mischief meet, there lived a family.
Like the dogs come in, they're like,
oh, so merry and bright. 3 dogs named Muffin, Duke, and Rascal the rooster there, each with their own unique style and mind.
Okay, here comes the chorus.
Muffin, Muffin, queen of the pack, with a bark so sweet and a heart so kind.
picking it up as she sings.
The strong and bold, always protecting and running on time. And Rascal, oh Rascal, mischief and told.
Rascal's the
Running
buddy
around
guy.
the owner's legs with a leash.
Wherever he goes, together they make a
guy. Kiki.
I think the other one's better.
Yeah, I like the other one. The other one's more marketable.
But that one called Muffin a Queen as well.
That's like 5th season
Because
of the
of
show.
hierarchy. I think because I put
And you
hierarchy.
put Muffin first.
Because hierarchy is like a king thing, like a kingdom thing.
And
I know,
Duke
it's
is also
interesting
like a
that they
thing.
made Muffin the queen of both songs without any specification.
Right, because it feels like Muffin is an effeminate name.
Sexist AI.
And it's interesting how they made Duke like strong. When we talked about how Duke was the strong guy earlier.
Well, I think it writes itself because Duke that's also a position in
interesting. In a hierarchy, yeah.
The Duke of North.
And then
That's true.
Rascal is a jester
Yeah,
name.
Rascal
so
just
they're like,
is.
what the fuck is Muffin? Oh, that must be the girl
the
part.
queen.
That's really interesting. I love this.
What if they were like, and Muffin, the other jester?
I'm just another jester, baby.
And Duke, the progressive queen.
Progressive. Duke's the queen. That's good.
Duke, the progressive queen.
All right. Are you guys ready for History Road?
Text whether you're ready for History Road to 818-722-8682. We'll give you updates on what History Road
Mike, can I ask you about your one of your shows that
Uh-huh.
you're promoting? You said you're doing an Andrew Santino
Yeah.
thing, which is really cool.
Yeah, the 29th and 30th of March will be in Houston, Texas at the Improv.
And you said that you're also doing a Surrounded out there.
No, I'm doing a Surrounded in Connecticut on the 26th of April.
Oh, but that's just your next show after that.
Dude, this is a funny way to do the dates. You just ask me about them individually.
And is that...
And do you have anything coming
That's
up
the
in New
show
York?
you're doing after? What's the show? Yeah, anything in New York, Mike?
Yeah, there's 2 shows in New York actually. On April 25th and the 23rd, I'll be in New York.
Oh, shit. Okay. And
Are you talking about the Surroundeds I'm doing in Austin, Texas from the
That's it.
17th through the
that's what I was
22nd
thinking
of April?
That's before the Andrew Santino show.
That's after
After the Santino show. What's before the Santino show?
this. The Stand Up and Clown show?
Wait, what happened to that guy that was standing? Did that ever have a
Yeah,
resolve?
that already happened.
Yes.
Okay, that's all you need to know, actually.
Dude, so we were on stage. He's standing the whole time on the stage. And he was like, I got a very special girl. This is like, he's on the stage the whole time during my set.
Right.
And I'm like, who the fuck knows this guy? And like his frat brothers in the back, like, that's our boy, that's fucking
man.
Standing Kevin or whatever.
Standing Kevin.
And like, we support you or whatever. And it was kind of beautiful to have men show open emotional support for men like that. And then he was like, there's a very special girl in the audience. And I was like, dude, it'd be so funny if you proposed to her
But
at the
he's
end of the show, but you couldn't take a knee. And then he was like, no, that's not it.
Damn.
And I said, that would be a great ending to the show. And then I got off stage, and that was the ending to the show. He proposed to that girl.
No way, are you serious?
And I was like,
Did you blow it for him?
Probably.
Fucking love it.
No way.
Love it. Love
Sorry.
it.
Sorry, got good intuition. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. If you're doing a thing in front of comedians.
My bad. Got good intuition. Putting the pieces together. Sorry.
Yeah, and if you're a comedian and that's your job.
So did he not go onto a knee? He actually did that without...
He did not go onto a knee.
What he should have done...
It'd just be lower. Have her on the stage, but he's
He
lower.
should have done kneeling for 3 days.
He should have been doing kneeling and holding a ring for 3 days.
What's that guy gonna do?
Is he like starting to be a plumber? What were you gonna say?
No, that's... Steve got it.
Oh, that was he should have just been kneeling. Did that girl say yes?
I don't think it didn't strike me as real.
Okay, so that was like his big finale, and you blew his big finale.
Yeah.
Pretty good. All right.
I like this one. Except for the animation. Yeah.
Completely off the.
And then at the end, he's like, I drink milk and hit women. Or
Yeah,
whatever he says.
I dropped my baby in a sewer.
My wife can't talk to anyone without my permission.
Yeah, that's the one.
There it is.
That's the one, dude. I don't know about that part. Dude, I just want to talk to you about the noises on this show for a second. Somebody hit me up. I think it was in the DMs or in a comment or something that said, please, for the love of God, can you put some kind of cloth or muffling
Oh,
thing?
yeah, I saw that.
Because every
When
time
we
we hit the table.
Yeah.
And for that to be the noise
Right?
that sets you over the edge is so funny.
That was like with me. Like,
What?
why did my noises piss people
Yeah.
You were like the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, because it fits so in line with all the other noises we make.
You're like, the space static is fine. The
Yeah,
deafening
the
space static.
nightmare-
But don't hit the table. It's
Yeah.
different.
The nightmare void sounds that make me think about my mortality. Yeah, those are fun.
But please put a towel under the mic.
All right, well, let's.
A lot of good subject lines in there, my boy.
Yeah, we should get through a couple because I kept seeing them come in through the week. Thank you for that, by the way.
Let's actually
Thank you for
just try and
contributing to the
read
show.
through them.
Okay, let's just go, huh? Just go.
Yeah.
I'll call my dad again.
Luis Alvarez
What do we got?
Big fan.
says, short and sweet, if the Muppets were on a D&D journey, the movie theme song reprise from Suno AI. Oh, other people are making Suno AI things. This is fun. Hey there, DB boys. I'm sorry for being probably the 200th submission, but here's my favorite of my journey.
Did you get a lot?
No, I mean, I haven't seen yet, but this one's called Muppet Fantasy. I'm surprised they let you use Muppet. An 80s synth pop nostalgic song. Here we go. Yes, she is.
That's not copyrighted? Or trademarked or something?
Oh, Fozzie's the comedian.
I'm just learning this now for the first time.
Animal's the drummer.
Most of the show is the song.
Someone sang into a toilet at the end.
Dude, that's an instrument like in a beautiful studio. Somebody brings in a
Into a
toilet.
toilet. Just listen, it'll sound cool.
I promise, dude. Rick Rubin always carries a toilet with him.
Yeah. That's a producer's tool, the toilet. Morgan, someone named Morgan send in explaining DB with DB hat. History Road.
Just explaining DB with DB hat.
Correct. So Morgan say,
He just points the.
howdy boys. So I was wearing the new DB hat.
Shout out.
Not Spawn.
Thank you, by the way.
It's a good hat. I'm wearing it right now for those of you watching the video version. And if you don't believe me, take a look at this cap. Wearing the DB hat backwards at work when my manager walked up behind me and asked, what makes a banter dynamic? That's a good question, which I found interesting because
What a coworker question.
I know it so is.
Dude, to notice, like,
It was manager ask. Such a manager, such a coworker manager.
that's like, hey, I know this person can't get away while I ask this question.
Right. Like, it's like the old person being like, so what's a nirvana?
Yeah.
Is it something getting on your nerves?
And you know you can't leave the register while you're being asked that.
Smashing Pumpkins. Me and my pals used to do that
Hey,
back in the.
Yeah. Hey, what's your beef with pumpkins?
Yeah, Yeah, what'd they ever do to you?
Yeah. Hey, what did pumpkins ever do to you is absolutely the that guy response to that
Coffee's
t-shirt.
fresh? Yeah. That is that, and other things they'd say in the office. Oh, is that your kids? That's your kids there in that picture?
Oh,
That's
dude, that one
adorable.
looks like a Rascal Duke.
Mine's about that age. What is that, 12? Yeah, that's mine's around 12 also.
That one looks like an age. I remember when I was an age.
I remember age. I remember being an age. I gave up on it years ago. I don't know how old I am.
I stopped
I
dating
forgot.
a girl with age.
Everyone I know is dead, and everyone I grew, all my family's dead.
My
No one
girlfriend's
knows.
27 because I got no one left.
I can't. No one knows how old I am. Not even my doctors.
My dog's been frozen for 3 years.
I don't believe in age. There she goes. There goes Roxy. So which I found interesting because she wasn't asking what the pod is, just what makes banter dynamic. So this was a great way to explain what it is, but using you guys as an example. So I said, it's when you're having a great conversation with friends. It's fun, we're all laughing, maybe there's drugs involved, but it isn't needed to have a
Not every
good time with your pals. That's dynamic banter.
Yeah, that's very nice. Good job.
That's really good.
Yep.
She seemed to understand. She seemed to understand it that way. But thinking back on it, I didn't actually say it was a podcast. I really bungled that one. But rest assured, I'll let everyone know to sign up for your Patreon in the future.
So funny if you just told a coworker to sign up for a podcast Patreon.
Sign up for that Patreon. It's like laughing with your friends.
They have a... Hey, what makes the dynamic banter? You should sign up for their Patreon.
Yeah.
You should
and then
get
walk
money
away.
with that.
That should be it. Maybe it makes this mysterious thing. We should just put up we should put a billboard up somewhere where it wouldn't destroy us financially.
I got a billboard guy now. We can figure that out.
Dude, and we could just put up a thing
Billboard
that says
girl.
dynamic.
Excuse me.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's very progressive.
Thank you. Dude, thank you.
I don't give a
There's part of you that gives a...
So, and it just says dynamic banter and that's it. There's nothing else.
It says and that's it.
It just says dynamic banter.
You know what I've been really taking note of every time I'm on Sunset for the Comedy Store? You got all those beautiful buildings, and that's like like everybody wants a billboard on Sunset.
Yeah.
So there's movie stuff that always looks like movie stuff, and then there's like Fendi stuff, like high end whatever, and it's very like clean, beautiful, like photography, like contrasty photography.
Yeah.
We could totally do something like that and people would think it was like
Some
something
kind of new
important.
fancy-
It's very easy to make something look important.
Yeah, it is. It is.
If we have a contrasty photo of us, I could turn us into like a
like
high-end
looking
watch
off
brand.
into the distance.
Yeah, it's just us in Palm Springs looking into the wind.
And there's like a wrist with like a really nice looking watch. It
Yeah.
just says dynamic banter.
Yeah, we're holding the hat. Yeah. We're naked, but we're holding the hat in front of our Priuses.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad.
Let's
Don't let me see that head.
Love you boys, Steve. I was your photographer at the Valley Folks live show in Denver, Colorado. A week before COVID.
We gotta go to Denver.
I think Denver is where I got real sick. I think I got it in Denver.
Dude, last time I went to Denver, I was on tour with Olin and I got real sick.
Interesting.
So what's going on? There must be something in the... There must be...
Maybe it's the elevation. Us city boys ain't ready for that elevation. It makes our bodies work overtime.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I don't like it.
They need to do something with the elevation over there. Fix it up. Break some of those mountains down.
I think that's what's happening. I think the ice is melting because of the climate change. And it's unleashing all of these like colds that only people had like in the 1830s.
I agree, dude. That's probably where it's all coming from. And they say, where do I send the medical bill? To Elliot? That's very funny. You made it happen. Mike, I loved your show in Denver. Please come back soon. There we go.
I was sick. Thank you.
And Kevin,
Well, Kevin.
I mimic your background yelling at work, and it's so much fun. So don't let the haters hate. Keeping it up, you gotta get her back. Morgan for Aurora. What?
Gotta get her back. Gotta get her back. Get her back.
Get her.
I'm so happy that's a button. I'm so happy that's a button.
Remember what this was? It was like you meeting the guy from you meeting Dave Matthews, maybe? And you're like, I wrote a song that I want.
Yeah.
And it's trying to get her back.
You gotta play the song at the show tonight. It's about my background.
Get her back.
It's about my
I'm
background.
trying to get her back. Get her back. Gotta get her back. Gotta get her back. Get her back. What do I do? Get my girl back. Get her back. We should get her back. Gotta get her back.
Love it.
Find out. Don't tell. Girlfriend bad. Don't do those things. After you find out. Don't tell. Don't make your girlfriend mad. Don't do those things. After you find out. Don't tell. Don't make your girlfriend mad. Don't do those things. After you find out. Don't tell. Don't make your girlfriend mad. Don't do
Hey man, music is fun, alright?
The robot sucking dick in the background. That's a lot of fun.
That was a HeadGum podcast.